Hey, Kelly, good morning, and good morning to you for joining us any place you might be joining us. It is Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Kelly.
And I feel like it's bigger than ever this year. Just from I went to the grocery store yesterday and I was out and about. It seems like every restaurant is finding a way to celebrate it. Even the grocery stores have little sections of here's lime chips and guacamole. I don't know if we just need a big holiday to celebrate or we're doing it from home and the restaurants. And it just seems like more than ever, it seems to be like everyone's getting involved, not just Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, they've certainly Fisher priced it for us this year, too. You're right. Like the end caps at the grocery store, like, hey, dummy, here's all the things you need for a margarita.
Yes, totally. And tacos and whatever else. So, yes, happy Cinco de Mayo.
I feel like every holiday, Cinco de Mayo is like widely celebrated by the masses to begin with, but I think every holiday moving forward, everyone's going to be like, Happy Arbor Day. Yeah. Let's hear it for Flag Day. Woo!
Yes, as we enter the roaring 20s.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. It's going to be sex, drugs, and rock and roll for an entire decade. Get ready, peeps. It's going to be wild. I'm just putting it out there. And of course, we're celebrating with our pals at WSSC Water. Today, we wanted to highlight Cielo Rojo, which is an awesome restaurant. Kelly, you got to check it out. And you can win up to $500 in gift cards we're giving away to that restaurant specifically.
Yes, and they are a Mexican restaurant, and of course they are having a bunch of specials today for Cinco de Mayo. And what's great about this restaurant, they're right in downtown Tacoma, a husband-wife team, and I'm obsessed with it. It's just so cute. It's got this beautiful patio, but they have not opened up their indoors because their indoor is like a machine for takeout. So they have incredible margaritas. They have $9 margaritas all day today.
Nice.
You can also buy a pitcher of margaritas. They've got a shrimp special. They've got tacos, but it's like a little higher end than you would get kind of from your average, casual Mexican place. And all the chef is actually Mexican. Her husband, Carolina, is who I talked to. She kind of runs the operations, and her husband's Mexican. So it's legit. You're getting some really good food. And she did say, she's like, if you talk about it, just you got to plan in advance because they are a small restaurant and they will run out of things, except for margaritas, but the food they might run out of.
They will never run out of margaritas. Not no way, not no how.
No.
I'm super impressed though, because I haven't been to Cielo Rojo yet, but you are a tough critic. And you went over there on Friday and you texted me, you're like, I love this place. I don't know that I've heard you say the word love in verbal or written in the last 18 months. So that's something.
Well, I think they really when I went to go visit them, there's Carolina all the way to the right in the sort of green shirt. I was really touched by how hard they've worked as a small restaurant and a family-owned business to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
And they're positive, they're gritty, their staff is dedicated, and they love being in Tacoma Park. Of course, that's a very strong community there. And I just, I think it's really cool how they've kind of maintained their awesome menu. And they did. I was asking her about Cinco de Mayo last year, which she said was a little crazy, if we all remember. That was sort of we were coming out out of quarantine for 6 weeks, a lot of us, and getting takeout for the first time. But they've got it nailed down. They are going to be a takeout machine today.
Make it happen. Make your reservation. And then you can also win a $100 gift card to Cielo Rojo. We've got those up for you now at realfunddc.com/waterfund. We're giving away 5 $100 gift cards to Cielo. We're giving away 5 $100 gift cards to Henry's Soul Cafe, to Founding Farmers, to Franklin's Brewery. And that drawing is going to happen on the 10th. So you got to get in there now for Drinking Water Week at realfunddc.com/waterfund. You can learn more about WSSC's Water Fund and how they're supporting people who can't afford their water and sewer bills. And you get delicious, delicious restaurant gift cards. We were so happy to be able to buy $2,000 in restaurant gift cards to support local spots like Cielo.
I was just thinking about how many margaritas you could get for $100. 9 into a 100.
It's 10,
so it's a little under 9.
You get 11.
What?
$9 a piece?
Taxes, tip.
Oh, right. Taxes. You should always pay your taxes.
That's how I do math, Tommy.
That's true. So yeah, you get 9-ish. You get 8.5 margaritas.
Which is plenty for party of 1 or 2 or 4.
Definitely party of 1. Because I don't know about you, but I'm like 1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4. It's over.
Good night, Tommy.
Bye. It's been fun. We've got a lot to get to today, including I'm so obsessed with the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates breakup. Those 2 crazy kids did not have a prenup. What in the world is going on there? Plus, a real discussion that happened on the internet that the Washington Post had to clarify. Are the Bidens giants or are the Carters tiny? Or have we all lost our minds? It could be several of those 2 things at the same time, as a matter of fact.
And Meghan Markle has a book out, as Meghan Markle does. It's got a lot of controversy around it. And who knew a children's book would cause so much controversy, but it's Meghan Markle. And we're going to bring on Little Fox because yesterday was May the 4th and she got all dressed up for Star Wars for her other job. And it is incredible of what she wore. She made her costume. I love it.
Out in just a minute.
Broadcasting around the Beltway and beyond, it's Tommy and Kelly made in DC on the Real Fun DC channel and on demand anytime, anywhere you get your podcasts.
All right, we're going to bring Little Fox in here in just a minute. We want to make sure we've got her photo up from her costume, which is absolutely awesome. We're going to check that out in just a minute. Also, so this actually happened yesterday, but I woke up late and I looked at my phone and I saw this photo of Joe Biden and Jill Biden looking like massively large and President and Mrs. Carter looking super tiny. And I was just like, I'll deal with this later. I don't know what's happening here proportionally, but people were discussing whether or not the Bidens are giants or the Carters are tiny. And in fact, what was happening. And it got so far, Kelly, that even the Washington Post wrote about it and made it like a thing in the morning mix. So they talked to, did you see this photo, first of all?
Yeah, I did. I just think it's a weird angle, but yes, I did see it. Yeah.
So basically it's a terribly weird angle. And so they talked to a photographer who was like, here's what probably happened. There was a big flash on the photo, which would have like gotten rid of shadows, which is how your eye knows how big things like depth and stuff. And then like a wide angle lens kind of shows a full piece of the room in like a tinier space. But also, as far as presidents go, the Carters are on the shorter to medium end of former presidents and first ladies, and the Bidens are on the taller end of current and former presidents and first ladies. So you've also got that scale going on there.
Well, also it's just weird because they're like both Jill and Joe are on their knees. And, I don't know. It's just an awkward photo, even if it didn't have the distortion in the size.
Totally.
It's a little weird, but they look like hobbits.
They really do. Also, fun fact I learned: Jimmy Carter made that table in the photo.
Oh, he's been known. He's all into Habitat for Humanity. He's built like 17 houses. He's incredible.
Yeah, look at that guy making tables and all the things. He didn't use a walker until 2019. And they've been married for 75 years.
That's pretty incredible.
Can you believe that?
No.
We were talking earlier about it too, like just with the divorce rate and like lifespan, there's a lot working against a 75-year marriage. And the fact that they were able to keep it going and still be married is amazing.
Yeah, I think at some point though, I don't know what it is. 40-year mark, maybe 45. You're just like, we're in this for the long haul. Let's do this. Right?
Gonna just ride into the sunset on this one.
You don't hear about a lot of divorces at 45 years.
That's true. Over 45, that's pretty much, that'd be a fun stat to try to figure out, Kelly. As chief divorce correspondent, could you figure that out for us? How many divorces happen?
I'm better at baseball stats.
Perfect. All right. Well, I need you to focus on the divorce thing for just another minute, if you don't mind. The Bill and Melinda Gates thing, I cannot stop thinking about the Bill and Melinda Gates divorce.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. It was just like out of left field, I guess. And I think we're probably going to learn a lot more about it. Normally, that's what happens, right? But if you look at like the Bezos divorce, they were just kind of like, here's our statement. Here's the money everyone's getting. Peace.
Right. Well, and there also months leading up to there was photos of Bezos and his girlfriend traveling around the world. I mean, yeah, we were kind of prepared for it.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that's it. Like there weren't any photos of like Bill Gates or Melinda having someone else in their life or anything like that. Although then there was these stories about how like Bill Gates was allowed to go once a year with his like ex-girlfriend to a beach house, which seems like that would have been something that was put into a prenup. But it turns out they did not have a prenup because they got together like when they were young. And
Right. Before he was a billionaire. Although
yeah.
you can alter that too. I don't know how all that came down. I got to believe that there was discussions at some point when the wealth started coming in. I got to believe that they had some discussions.
I mean, could there be though? This is what I'm wondering. Like, does that, like, talking about like, getting divorced after 45 years, does that ever happen that like money starts coming in and someone's like, well, honey, this is going really great and all. However, I would just like to add a stipulation in there.
Well, no, if you're talking about the girl, I understand that the girl, that was a well-known thing and something that they had discussed before they were married, and when they got married, she was very informed about it.
No, but I mean, like you're talking about, like sometimes that there becomes a like a prenup kind of situation later when the wealth starts. Like that's an awkward conversation to have.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's accountants and wealth management people that probably were involved in that. I don't know.
And did it happen after Windows 98 or Windows 95? At what point were they like, we should really discuss this because this whole Microsoft thing's catching on?
Yeah, I don't know. But it would be interesting. And of course, they have children that are, almost grown. They've got teenagers and one that's in college. So it will be interesting to see what they do and if they're vocal about the whole thing.
I'm also interested to figure out who gets custody of that little paperclip friend that we used to have in Microsoft, who would hop up on the side of I'm old enough to remember this, who would hop on the side of our Word documents and like tell us how to file merge.
I know, but I think he's of age. I don't think we'll have to discuss custody issues.
Oh, the little paperclip can figure out what it wants to do.
He's over the age of 18. Yes. He's all grown up now.
I guess he was. Anybody know what that guy's name was? That little paperclip friend of ours?
So annoying.
What?
The little paperclip.
Oh, I thought you said I was so annoying.
No, that little paperclip thing was so annoying.
I'm just used to the knee-jerk reaction if you make fun of me. I apologize. All right. Let's talk about Meghan Markle's children's book because I know you've got a lot of thoughts on this, Kel. And I was surprised that it was out already. Did we know it was coming?
No, it's not out. It's not out. It was the announcement that it is coming out. Yeah, so it's a children's book called The Bench, and it's about a father-son relationship from all walks of life as viewed by the mom witnessing the relationship develop.
Oh, cool.
It seems pretty innocuous. It's based on a poem Meghan wrote for Harry's first Father's Day back when Archie was just a little baby.
Oh, that's good.
And she wrote him a poem. And then it developed from there. So here's the controversy around it.
How is this controversial?
I'm going to lay it out for you. Okay. Meghan Markle does not speak to her father. Harry is also in a little bit of a tough squeeze with his own father. And many think that Meghan is the reason why Harry doesn't speak to his own father. So the fact that she's writing a book about a father-son relationship when she's destroyed the one of her husbands is a little ironic.
Ooh, how are we saying that she destroyed the one of her father?
Well, there's a lot of rumors that she was the rift and she's the reason why they moved to the U.S. and all the racial undertones and all the things that we've been talking about forever. The other thing is that Meghan, did you have any graphics for it, Tommy?
I sure did.
No. Okay. If you look at the cover of the book, by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So we're bashing the institution that apparently has been horrible to you, but you're using the title to sell children's books.
I kind of love it.
So I'm not taking this side. What?
She's sort of trolling them. She's like, what? Oh, I'm just over here with my.
I'm not taking either side. It's just the irony is. It's a little awkward. So the book comes out in June around Father's Day. It looks beautifully done, and in it there is something sweet about a father-son relationship. Tommy, you can appreciate that. You're close with your dad. So there you have it. There's the controversy around Meghan Markle and her father. Thank you, Jonathan Shady.
Jonathan says shady. I feel though that like, I don't think this is like a Meghan's fault on the Harry and Prince Charles, I forgot which prince it was, relationship. I kind of think the whole Prince Charles being a not great father has been sort of like that's like a 30-year thing. It's not like a new thing.
Right.
Judging by what I've seen from The Crown, I don't know Prince Charles personally. Just want to make sure that we're all clear on that. No, neither do I know
I don't
Harry.
think anyone was questioning that.
Also didn't know Diana, nor do I know the Queen. But I'm just saying I did watch The Crown, and I feel like Meghan might have been the catalyst for the Harry Xmit, whatever that he left. But I don't think she brought this like, hey, they're not great parents into the dialogue.
Okay, well, what about her not speaking to her own father?
Well, he kind of tried to. So again, I don't know Meghan Markle's father, nor do I know Meghan. But it seems like he's sort of like trying to exploit the situation with her, because he was like, if you're trying to, my opinion is, if you're trying to like fix a rift with your daughter, maybe Deborah Norville is not the right person to go through to do it with.
Okay, if we take that side, still, it does seem a little awkward when both of them have strained relationships with their fathers to write a book about fathers on Father's Day. That's all I'm saying.
That, you know what? That is accurate. that's
whatever the circumstances are.
But maybe they should have done like Grandparents' Day.
Right. Well, that's also a little awkward too.
So, right?
Because you got the Queen.
Yeah.
Prince Philip's dead. I mean,
I feel like no matter when they would have written a book for, they would have gotten in trouble.
yes.
But maybe it's like an aspirational thing of like, they're like, this is what we wish it had been like.
There you go.
I can talk about this for all day long, but I know that no one else wants to talk about this for that long. Let's bring Little Fox in here. Little Fox absolutely won May the 4th yesterday. How's it going?
It's going well. How's it going with you guys?
Good. So you have another job at a real company that like, does real things. Maybe you've heard of them, the Lego company.
I do.
We happily share you with them. And so what happened in your store yesterday?
So on big event promotional day things, the company will let employees dress up as long as it's obvious that you're wearing a costume. And so yesterday was May 4th, as we all know, and we have a big Star Wars section of just product, and we all decided as a store that we were going to dress up, wear costumes and everything. So I made my own costume and I was super excited. I was telling you guys about it yesterday. I found a pattern on Etsy and I sewed a headpiece and I decided to dress up as Ahsoka Tano.
And you look amazing.
Rocking
thank you. It was one of my favorite things. People were like, oh my gosh, I love your costume. That's the process. The start and most of end of the sewing, all hand sewn. I think I mentioned it earlier. Sewing was one of the hobbies that I picked up during the pandemic when I was home doing nothing. So this is the first piece that I actually sewed that was wearable. I had stuck to plushes and little stuffed things. So I was super proud of it. Whether it looked good or not, I was proud of it.
You must have gotten so many compliments on it yesterday.
Yeah. There were a lot of people who were like, wow, that looks so good. I love your Ahsoka. I was like, thank you. I made it myself. And they were like, you made that? And I was like, yeah. One person thought I had bought it at the Disney store. One person thought it was a professional piece. I was like, no, this is just me 3 days of hand sewing and painting.
Wow. It took you 3 days to do that?
Yeah.
It looks great.
Yeah. Thankfully, the pattern that I got, I'm actually going to leave a review on the Etsy shop that I bought it from. It was super simple to follow. She had a really good YouTube tutorial on also how to line up the pieces and sew together. And
it's amazing.
It was so fun.
I can't sew a button, so I'm impressed with sewing two pieces of anything together.
Oh, it was so good. And we had other one of my other coworkers cut out a cardboard box with holes in it and painted it to look like carbonite. So it was him frozen in carbonite.
Oh, cool.
And then I brought a costume actually from one of my other coworkers who got a lot of compliments as well. He was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, just wear all black. I got you. I have a black cloak. I brought it in for him. And then I got a red lip liner pencil and I gave him the Kylo Ren scar down his face. He looked incredible as well.
That seems like an easy way out. You stitched for 3 days and he just got a little mark down his face.
True. However, I was like, I kind of forced him to dress up because I didn't want to be the only one dressed up when we closed together because it was just going to be the two of us. And he was like, I got nothing at home. And I was like, I got you.
What did the customers say? Did you have a lot of customers yesterday?
We had a lot at the beginning of the day, which I wasn't there for. We had a pretty steady flow. A lot of the customers, some of them were kind of surprised. Some of them didn't really have a reaction. Some of them were like, oh my gosh, I love it. And some people were just like, yeah. Like some people came in, they bought the thing they needed and they left. I mean, we still are in a pandemic, so they're going to like come into the mall, get the things and leave. They're not going to linger.
Yeah.
So, but there were quite a few people because also that lightsaber belongs to one of my coworkers who left it there for me. So I would just walk around holding the lightsaber and that would kind of really be the like, oh my gosh, not like, you know, the giant white headpiece I was wearing was like normal by any means, but.
I love it. Well done, little fox.
Thank you.
Creatively, you nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Slow clap, little fox.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now you've set the bar. So every year, you know, you can't pull out the same thing. You're going to have to get creative.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's always my problem. I go all in on a project and then it's like the next year I have to top it. And it's like,
We're going to get planning. Only 364 more days until May the 4th be with you.
I know.
We'll take one more look at your costume, little fox. You are amazing.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget, too, your shot to grab those $100 gift cards from Cielo Rojo as we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I'd love you to grab these at realfunddc.com/waterfund as we're teaming up with WSSC Water, Cielo Rojo, just one of the many restaurants we are giving away gift cards to that we purchased with our pals at WSSC Water to support the Water Fund. So realfunddc.com/waterfund to get involved. With Willie Water from WSSC Water, are you excited about Drinking Water Week? Willie doesn't talk. All right, May 2nd through the 8th, we've got Drinking Water Week happening. And when you go to realfunddc.com/waterfund, you're going to learn all about the work WSSC Water does to help support our neighbors who can't afford their water and sewer bills. And get $100 restaurant gift cards from local awesome eateries. So we're helping out neighbors, we're helping out restaurants, and you're having a great meal. How awesome for Drinking Water Week. Go to realfunddc.com/waterfund.